Which of these is an acute angle? Angle AGB. Well, remember that the middle one is the vertex. So we start outside, inside, outside. So AGB. That's a vertical angle with this one, which is a right angle. So it's not that one. AGC is A to G to C. This is an obtuse triangle. BGC is B to G to C. That's this one right here. That's an acute angle. Which of the following angles are supplementary? They're giving us 4 different sets of angles here, so we just need to figure out supplementary means they need to add up to 180 degrees. The first two, 45 and 45, make up 90, so they would be complementary but not supplementary. 30 and 90 is 120, that doesn't work. 60 and 120 is 180, that works, but I'm always going to double check the last one, that's 135. It must be C because they add up to 180. Which of the following are complementary? So which of the following add up to 90 degrees? The first one, 32 plus 58, that's 90, but I do want to check the others. Let's see, this one's 99, 60 and 60 is 120, 75 and 105 is 180. It's the first one. Here we're going to talk about some important things to know about parallelograms. One of the things you know about parallelograms that you already know, but I'm going to remind you, is that the opposite sides are parallel. So this line and this line are parallel, and this line and this line are parallel. Well, what that does is that brings back all of the information we were talking about with parallel lines. That this angle and this angle are congruent, that this angle and this angle must be congruent, lots of things like that that we're going to use in a minute. Question A says, which angle in the parallelogram has the same measure as EGH? So EGH, that's this angle right here, it's 105. Which angle has the same measure? Well, we need to use these rules right here. We know that these two angles are the same because they're alternate exterior. But when you look at the blue lines being your parallel lines, and this line being the transversal, this angle has to be the same as this one. Okay? So this angle, EIH, is the same. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are always congruent, which means this angle here is the same as this angle down here. Question B says, what is the measure of angle GEI? So GEI. And there, why know the measure of that? Well, I know, there's a couple things. I know that these two have to be the same. I know there's 360 degrees in a parallelogram, any kind of quadrilateral. So I could add those up, subtract them from 160, and divide up the leftovers, and that would be these two angles because they have to be the same. Or I can figure out that since this angle is the same as this angle, and these two are supplementary, all I need to do is 180 minus 105 is 75. So this angle here must be 75. Now they say if segment FI bisects angle EIH. So let's erase that and say here's angle EIH is this, and they're saying that this line segment bisects it, and what that means is this side is equal to this side. Well, we know the whole thing is 105, so we just do 105 divided by 2. It's going to be 52.5, so that would be the measure of angle FIE. This one right here would be 52.5. Okay, we have a new diagram, and this says list the angles with a measure of 90 degrees. This one says it's a right angle, so that's angle CFB. Now, this is a straight line, so this angle and this angle have to be supplementary. And since this one's 90, this one over here must be 90. So AFB and that looks like it's it for that one. If the measure of angle AFE is 32 degrees, what is the measure of angle EFC? So EFC. Those two angles are supplementary, so we do 180 minus 32 is 148. So this angle here is 148. Now it asks which angles are supplementary to angle EFD. So supplementary to AFD, A to F to D. Well, this angle forms a straight line with it this direction. This angle forms a straight line with it this direction. So both of those. Now if we knew that this was a bisector for this angle, then we would know this one is also, and it looks like it, but they didn't tell us that, so we can't say for sure. So we have angle AFE and angle DFC. Alright, our last few examples here. If we say that this angle right here is 110, we could find all the other angles. 1 and 4 are vertical angles, so this one must also be 110. 4 and 5 are alternate interior, so this one must be 110. 5 and 8 are vertical angles, so this one is 110. 2 and 1 are supplementary, so this must be 70. We have vertical angles again this way, 70. We have alternate interior angles with 3 and 6, that one is 70. 6 and 7 again are vertical angles, so this one is 70. Alright, our last one says this is an isosceles triangle. That means we have two sides the same, but it also means we have two angles the same. They want us to find the missing angles. Well, since this angle is 70, this one must also be 70. We know there's 180 degrees in a triangle. If we subtract off 140 for those two angles, we're left with 40 degrees, so this missing angle is 40 degrees. And that's the end.